let's get started. Here we go. All right, so what I want to do, and let me say by a show of everybody just saying yes or no, how many of you saw the video Jim and I did about how you can find buyer leads on banner season with the geo-targeting data? Did y'all see that?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So what I want to do now is I want to expose you to some other levels of lead generation. And let me say this before I get started, because I have a lot of agents that I train when it comes to lead gen and what to do. The amount of leads that you generate really is not the issue. It's the amount of leads that you convert. There's a big difference. You can generate, I know agents that, oh, I need 1,000 leads. What the heck is a single agent going to do with 1,000 leads in 30 days? What you need is you need 10 to 20 of the best leads, 50, no more of the best leads, and then work your butt off in bringing value with offers. So when I go into this training, I'm not going to go into specific offers because I'm going to do another training on that down the road, probably in the next couple of days. I've been promising agents I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a training specifically on what offers are really working right now for both buyer and seller. So when you put a killer offer together with the right lead and the right lead marketing source, you're going to win. So we all know that reaching out to buyers and sellers right now with a highly targeted postcard is extremely effective. As a matter of fact, if you do the postcard right, you're almost guaranteed 100% of the time they're going to see your card. What you don't want to do is do what every other agent is doing. Send a card that says home evaluation. Would you like to know? Here's what homes sold in your neighborhood. Hi, I work for a great team and I have this agent. We've done this. That's what every agent's doing. And they don't need to see a big picture of your face on a card because they don't care about you. You're not in their family. It's going to come down to you or the family. The family's going to get the attention, not you. So these are just kind of marketing faux pas. We need to get away from what we've been taught and move to what's working. Sellers and buyers, it's all about them. So the more stuff we get into their hands, that's about them. This is why Jim has taught a lot of you for years. When you send a postcard, see if you can put a picture of their house on the front of it. You're almost guaranteed they're going to look at your card. When they turn that card over, if your offer is laser targeted that will answer a question they have with regard to either selling or buying, you've got a better than 50 to 80% shot of getting a return phone call on that one card. So having said all of that, let's talk about some sources where you can basically grab some leads and put them into banner season and start generating business. One of the biggest companies that I use, and I'm going to pull it up. Let me know if you guys can see it. I'm sharing my screen. Jim, can you see that? I'm going to unmute you, Jim. Are you unmuted, Jim?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I am. Yeah, I can see
Jiminy
it.
Cricket over there, if you don't mind. So, guys, there's a company called myplusleads.com, and you can find them by just simply putting in myplusleads.com. I think they offer a 14-day free trial. I am not an affiliate. They don't offer affiliate, so let me disclose that. But this is my go-to source for expireds, FSBOs, and geo-farming. I use LandVoice. I use RedX Onyx. This, by far, has been my best source for those leads. And here's the kicker. A good portion, I'm going to show you and I'm prove it to you, a good portion of the leads will have phone numbers and email addresses as well. So I think with them, if you just do expireds and FSBOs, it's like $49 a month. I know LandVoice and RedX can be $200 to $300 a month. Does anybody ever use those? Okay, so when I go into MyPlusLeads, what I'm going to hunt for this example is I'm going to go into FSBO. I'm going to search for FSBOs and expired data. Actually, what I'm going to do is search for FSBOs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to February 1, right there. And I'm going to go ahead and put today's date. And then I'm going to put a minimum 150,000. I actually like to work with higher amount than that, but let me put 150K and I'll leave it set to as high as it can find. Then I'm going to go into the cities that I'm working in. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to get rid of canceled, expireds, and withdrawn data. I'm not looking for that for this because I'm going to create a FSBO audience within banner season so they can receive cards from me or gifts or coffee cups. If it's a $1 million FSBO, Jim, I'm probably going to send them some coffee cups. I want to go ahead and say that I want a high probability that the information that MyPlus gives me is spot on. And then I'm just going to simply hit submit. Here's where the magic happens. So what it's doing is searching every data source out there. And right now, guys, I don't know if you could see this. Let me move everybody to here. There's 154 homeowners that are FSBOs in that 4 to 5 month time range. So what I can simply do is go back over here. I can select the first 1,000. In this case, it's 157. So I'm going to get them all and simply export that as a CSV. Okay. Once I get that CSV, I'm going to go over to banner season. I'm going to import that list as a custom audience in banner season. And from that, and guys, I did the math. From that, if I send a postcard to all 151 and I use the very inexpensive card for my first mailer, that's $55. I can't send letters for that money. Jim, are you with me?
Yeah, I have never seen this site, but I am already blown away, you know.
But guys, that's just for sale by owner. So here's the deal. A lot of agents are saying, I just need leads. I'm a guy that I advertise on Facebook. I advertise on Google pay-per-clicks. I advertise on YouTube. So I don't just go for one thing, but what I found in my 7 years of marketing expert, being a marketing expert and being a VP for a company, what I found is you go with the best lead source you can and make it primary. Expireds and FSBOs are all saying to the world, we want to sell our house. Unfortunately, the FSBO just hasn't been made an offer. It's kind of like the Godfather. You got to make them an offer. They can't refuse. So when I say you have to have an offer, you cannot reach out to a FSBO and say, when are you up to interviewing an aggressive agent to finally sell your home? Or I've got a buyer, I would like to come to your house and preview it. See, these are and I'm okay with that. I do something different. You know, I'll offer them 10 free leads. Now I told you I wasn't going to go because I want to keep this short today. I offer some compelling offers that get results, get responses. And when I generate these leads, sometimes I'm giving these leads out to my team members. But I know this, if I can give them an offer that just makes dollars and cents, I've got the opportunity now to have an appointment. But if I can put 151 of very targeted home sellers into banner season and ship out the first card, the 37-cent card, and then I can up it to the 50-cent card for my next one, I'm doing marketing at a very low cost. I hope you can see that. Now, I do a lot of direct mail. So there's my stamps. I've got hundreds of dollars of stamps. I've got some phenomenal direct mail pieces that I send out. I'm actually getting a better response with the cards that I've sent out right now than I am my direct mail. So I put the direct mail down for just a season while I'm doing this. But guys, I can go into here and I can search for every, and I'm not going to do it because I just showed you how powerful it was with expireds, but I can do the same thing with, or FSBOs. I can do the same thing with myplusleads.com with expired. So imagine in banner season, you've got a file of FSBOs and then you look for expireds and you go ahead and upload expireds for the last 2 months. You will have more leads right there. If you're a listing agent, if you have good offers and you're consistently sending them stuff, you will have the opportunity. And I'm going to make a bold statement. You will have more listings that you will see in the next 90 days than you've seen in the last 3 years, as far as getting listing appointments and converting them, if you're speaking to the right person. So again, My Plus Leads, this is an avenue for you to put into your banner season FSBOs, expireds. There's also neighborhood data. Now I want to up the game right now with neighborhood data. So there's My Plus Leads. I'm going to leave this source alone now, and I'm going to go into my MLS. Now in my MLS in Central Florida, we have this thing called Remind. Now I can't see everybody right now. Let me let this out. Let me see if I can unmute. Bear with me, guys. Participants. I'm going to allow you guys to unmute yourself if you have a question. What I want to do is, by a raised hand, has anybody here used Remind within their MLS yet? Okay, Rick has. I'm going to scroll down. Anybody else? Anybody else use Remind? Go ahead and drop it in the chat box. Do that for me. Open up the chat and let me know. I've got my chat open. Who has used Remind? So Rick has. Rick said can't see my screen. Can you see it now, Rick? Okay, it's probably on your end. Does everybody else see my screen? I'm not sure what to tell you, Rick. That's probably on your end, but we'll figure it out. Ann. David, not in my ML. Okay, so a lot of you don't have it. Jim doesn't have it. Remind is actually rolling out nationwide, so you're going to be getting it soon. We in Florida got it in January, and I'm telling you, once you get it, and I saw an article that they're putting Remind Pro, they're going wide with this on all the MLSs, so if you don't have it, you're going to get it. But let me show you what Remind does, when you get it or if you have it. I have got the ability right now to go to Remind, and I can take a geographical area in my location, and I can ask for every property that's valued $250,000 and higher. I can ask for home equity. And I think on this one, I asked for home equity of $50,000 and higher. I can ask for ownership time. Typically, I do 7+ years. Sales score, now this is the really good one. Remind uses big data, kind of like banner season, where they go out and they find out information that everybody is putting online, like people that go in and buy things at Macy's, at Home Depot, whatever. Magazines that they're getting, subscription, internet-based subscriptions, anything that sounds like they're in the mood to start thinking home selling, Remind's tracking that. So what they do is they categorize low, medium, high. Low means they're probably not going to sell for 5+ years. Medium means they could sell between 1 and 3 years. High, there's a high probability that they could sell within 12 months. I always try to go with the high probability because, again, I'm wanting to speak to the right client. Ownership time, I think we went over that. Building type, I only want to do a single family. So what I did, guys, is I went ahead and did a search for all of those criteria within Remind, and it resulted in 251 homes. I then created what we called a cart. I'm not going to show you how to do it. That's not for the video. I'm just sharing with you, once you get Remind, what you can do. I created a cart of high sell probability 6/5 of 2020. I downloaded it to an Excel sheet. From there, I can upload that into banner season as a list of hot prospective listings, and I can start sending out highly targeted postcards to all of these clientele. And again, 251, okay? If I send out the first postcard, which is the 37-cent one, $92. $92 for me to get in the hands of everybody on this list an offer that I craft, that I create, that I want to pick their interest. And it's not going to be, hey, I want to come list your home now. It's going to be something else. And I'm going to probably send them 5 to 7 postcards in 2 months. I want to go ahead and become top of mind. Does everybody see the power of that? Can you see how important that is to be top of mind and to reach the right client? Would you rather spend your dollars on somebody that might sell in 3 to 6 years or somebody that has a very high probability of selling in the next 12 months? What do you guys think? And let me see if I can do this. Bear with me, guys. I want to unmute everybody. Jim, are you still with me?
All right. What I love, Kelly, about what you just showed us, including the first one, like I've always told the agents that I've coached that they don't need Red X. They don't need any expired service because it's on their MLS, and that's true.
Jim, you're
a while.
There we go.
It takes quite a while for an agent to find those expireds and then input that information into banner season. Correct. But the way that you did that search with that previous site, you just download that list, and then with a couple clicks, they're all in banner season's address book. So I mean, is that worth $49 a month? Oh my God, yes.
That's $49 a month. But Jim, check this out. I downloaded, and I was going to show everybody. I've got a folder in my files called Banner Season, and right here, it literally took me less than 2 minutes to download this, and there it is right there. There's the list. I've got everything I need, and then all I have to do is take that list and format it the way Banner Season likes. Banner Season actually has the way they want this spreadsheet formatted. And then all I have to do is format it the way they want it, which takes about 4 or 5 minutes. And then I upload that. And in Banner Season now, I have a list of high probability sellers. I have a list of FSBOs, say 151 FSBOs. I have a list of expired, say I want to work on old expires that are still expired. I'll pull expires from 6 months to 12 months back. Those are high valued because no agent is going after them. You know what agents are doing right now? Jim, let me ask you this. As a seasoned veteran, when it comes to expires, what kind of expired are agents going after right now?
Well, the majority of agents are not going after expires. That's the good news. But the ones who are prospecting expires are going after the ones that expired last night.
Yeah,
and then the ones that expired last night, they're getting 20, 30, 40, 50 phone calls a day, which irritates the hell out of everybody.
So watch this, guys. I'm going to drop, I said I wasn't going to do it. I'm going to drop an offer bomb. Now imagine this. I want you to put yourself in the mindset of being an expired homeowner. Your home expired yesterday. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. And Keller Williams Bold, Century 21, everybody, even EXP, all these agents are just hammering them. Hey, did you know your home? Yeah, I know my freaking home expired. What, is that not news to me? Well, listen, when are you up to interviewing aggressive agents? My team did this, we did that, we've got a 99% close. That's what they're getting hammered with. And they're getting angry because honestly, they just got a divorce the night before and you're asking them on a date. But now watch this. Jim, let me flip the script. When I go back to my MLS and I want to pull, or if I go to my Plus Leads, if I want to pull expires that just happened the day before, imagine if I go ahead and pull the expired, I copy a picture of their home onto my computer, I then go into banner season and I upload that picture onto a postcard and I send it to them with an incredible offer on the back. What about an offer like this? You know, I see that your home was for sale. I am so sorry that it didn't. How would you like to hear about a program that when you sell your home, if you're buying another one, you can get the majority of your listing commission back? Is that a conversation we can have? Call or text me at 407-832-6604. That's designed to do one thing, to pick their brains. Or how about this? Hey, I'm so sorry that your home just expired. How would you like to have me drop off a list of 10 families looking to buy in your neighborhood in the next 30 to 70 days? I would love to drop this list off and show you how agents can get these lists into your hands and get buyers to your home immediately. It's time to do something different. Call or text me at, right? Those are offers. And it's designed to get them to call you where everybody else is trying to get a listing appointment. You're building a trust bridge. They're getting a card with a picture of their home on it. Let me tell you, they're going to get a card from somebody that says, would you like a home evaluation? Hey, here's the top 5 homes that sold in the last 70 days or 60 days near you. Here's my picture. Don't I look pretty as an agent? You're sending them a picture of their house. Jim, I'm just going to say it. I guarantee you they are going to look at it. Go ahead, Jim.
I'll give you another example of how you can use an offer that you can give to expired listings. I was in a Coldwell Banker office yesterday with a team of agents, and they work all price ranges, but right now they're after that 200 to 300 price range because that's what's moving in Cincinnati. And I showed them this. You know, they joined banner season because of the build a mailing list. And I said, imagine going on listing appointments or sending your offer on a banner season card or telling them over the phone that, hey, your listing expired. You're in that 200 to 300 price range. How would you like all 300 renters in this zip code that have a 700 plus credit score to get a card on your house within the first week after I list your house? And then you can show them. And what I did is I printed it out. And so Michelle is going to keep that with her on listing presentations. And I said, Michelle, if they question you at all, just pull your laptop out, go to the site, show them, build the mailing list right in front of them and say, and you can show them the people. All these people have 700 plus credit score, and we're going to get a card with a photo of your house on it in the next 7 days.
Isn't that crazy?
That's an offer. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? So let me do this. Natalie, I'm going to ask to unmute you. Tell me when, go ahead and unmute yourself, Natalie. Can you hear me?
Unmuted.
All right, so Natalie, I want to now, guys, I'm going to use Natalie as an example, but this is another way to put a mailing list into banner season. The reason I'm showing you guys this, I don't want everybody to run out and start, you know, throwing thousands of dollars out to expired, FSBOs. Pick one, no more than 2 of these, and dominate the heck out of it. And when you get closings, add to that. This is how the big guys do it. And when they get busy enough, they start sending leads to other agents for a referral fee. So what I'm going to say is I'm showing you a bunch of different ways to get to a closing, and pick one of the ways if you like what I'm sharing and just get crazy dominant with it. But watch this. Natalie, let me do this. Tell me what your zip code is.
54476.
There you go. All right. So now this zip code, there's not a lot of people in it. So this one's going to be a little difficult. Let me ask you this. I'm going to stick with it. What the heck? Usually, like in mine, there was 175,000 people, but we're going to just see what happens here. This might be, I might be jumping in a fire right now, Jim. So let's go ahead and find all the renters. Let's see how many people jump down from that. So now we're at 1,090. That's still too much. I want every renter, let me just shut that off. I want every renter that's rented for at least 2 years. Now let's see what it updates to, 745. We're getting close. Income, I want them to make at least 45K a year. I can put somebody in 45K a year in a USDA here locally for about $175,000. I'm good with that. So now we're down to 229. This is where it's going to get crazy. We're going to see how many people in your county have good credit. Are you ready? We're going to find out where Natalie lives. So I want everybody that has at least a 650 credit score. Let's just see. Oh, please be more than 100. We're updating. It's updated. It's really, okay, boom. That's perfect. Now, I could do a net worth of 25K, but I'm going to stick with the 134 because these are renters that have been renting for at least 2+ years that make at least 45K a year that have a 650. That's a buyer I can get into a home. So if I want to buy that list for 134 bucks, cost me $13. I can download that to a CSV and start sending out direct mail pieces for 50 cents. Or I can layer that by going into banner season. And I always like to send out the inexpensive card on the first one because it's very inexpensive and it kind of gets me wet. It tests the water. So I can go in here and send out this card and I can go ahead and put in whatever I want to put right here. I've got a really cool card. I can't find it on here, but put like I have one that has a young couple moving in some boxes in what looks like a new home. And on the bottom, it says, time to fire your landlord. And on the back of it, I'll drop an offer. Hey, listen, how would you like to have access to every zero down payment program in your zip code? Call or text me and I'll share with you what home you could move in with very little money out of pocket. Now, that's designed to get them to do what? Call me. I don't know if they're going to qualify for a zero down. I don't know if there's a USDA, a VA. I've got a lender that does a zero down conventional. So it's up to you, the agent, to figure out what programs work for you in your area. But this is designed to get them to contact you because you've got a wealth of information. It starts the process. You want them calling you, but just sending them, hey, are you ready to buy a home? Well, I'd love to show you some of the areas best. That is not working. Give them an offer. On the front of the card, fire your landlord. These guys have been renting for 2 years. They've had their rent go up in the last year. They've had the landlord knock on the door every 6 months to want to preview and make sure there's no damage. They've had idiot neighbors with kids and dogs and drunk people. I mean, these guys are ready. So this is what I'm saying. This is your highly targeted list. So in this conversation, and I'm done. I've got more I could show you, but I'm gonna stop it here. Right here, we've showed you My Plus Leads, FSBOs, expires, and if you want GeoFarm, upload the list into banner season. I showed you, once you get Remind, if you don't have it, how to find some of the most highly qualified home listing leads on the planet. You don't have to go to Facebook to do it. I advertise on Facebook because I do it all, but you don't have to with this. And then I just showed you how to get the most highly qualified buyer lead. What I didn't show you, and I'm not right now, is you can also find seller leads on banner season's data. So that's it, guys. In a nutshell, this is how you as an agent, if you're sitting there going, I just don't have very many leads, go get My Plus Leads for 1 month, for God's sake, download all the data, and now you're busy. Jim, wouldn't you agree?
I would. I think the two key things that you brought out on this presentation, Kelly, are, you got an agent and they've got this huge market and they want business. Well, you can't go after this huge market. But when you narrow that market down like this, and you've got, like you said, 10 or 20 either sellers or buyers a week that you're working with that either want to buy right now, which are qualified renters, or expired listings in a targeted area that you pick, and then you're giving them an offer. And now with banner season, the offer that we're going to give them is going to be presented in a unique way and very, very quickly and very easily. So the power of the combination of the things you just showed us is unbelievable. But the biggest thing is narrowing your market. That's the key. All
right, got a couple questions. Guys, do me a favor. I'm actually done with the the training portion. I'm going to keep recording. So if you're watching this and I post it on YouTube, I'm going to keep recording. If you could, go in and see if you can unmute yourselves. Everybody do that for a minute.
Yep.
When you unmute yourself, just say hello.
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 All right. So a lot of you, I lost your video when you unmuted, but that's okay. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you, and if 5 of you start talking, we'll have to self-police. Does anybody have questions for Jim and myself as we are coming to an end? Something that we can maybe bring some clarity on, or if something didn't make sense? You got me for now. You got Jim on here. Any questions?
I have a question regarding, you're talking about Remind and that Leads program. Would you still use both? Or if we have access to Remind Professional, would you just use Remind?
Both. Let me tell you why. Remind is going to give me data on homeowners. I'm also going to be able to take Remind and find every home that's owned where the owner lives out of state. Does that understand? Do you understand that? Everybody, just make sure you're unmuted. So with Remind, I can find data on what it considers to be the hottest home seller. I can get data on people that own a home, but they're out of state. And right now, I'm gonna drop another bomb on you. One of the hottest selling segments of listings right now, because of COVID-19, the riots, the economy taking a tank for the last 3 or 4 months. Thank you, Jesus. Today's stock market's going up. We're looking good. Jobs report's good. So as realtors, we need to be excited about that. But out-of-state owners, they're a little nervous and they're looking to potentially liquidate. So one of the hottest places, and Brandon Mulrennan talked about this on one of his videos, Jim, one of the hottest markets to go after right now are out-of-state owners. So with Remind, I can go and find every home that is owned by an out-of-state owner, and then I can send them a postcard. That is a highly targeted list of sellers. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Well, let me chime in, Kelly, and I'll tell you why. Yeah, coaching agents like I have for the last 3 years, and more agents being in business 27 years, most realtors, when they see that that's an out-of-town homeowner, they're not working them. They do not work those out-of-town homeowners because they just feel like it's going to be harder to connect with them. They may never be able to meet with them. So the great majority of realtors just nix that expired listing. That makes the out-of-town, not only because of what's going on today, but just the fact that they are out of town, you may be the only realtor that's going after them. And if you send that out-of-town homeowner a box with a mug and a card and maybe some brownies with a really good offer, you're gonna get a call.
Exactly. So a couple questions that came up. Give us an example of an offer. And then Jackie, if you're still here, unmute yourself. If you're not, let me know you're here.
I'm here.
Okay, so your question was, would you explain and share an example of what an offer would be for us non-realtors? Jackie, what do you do?
I am a business coach and I work with a lot of real estate agents.
I love it. So check this out. I'm going to drop something on you that is just absolutely for myself and my team when I set them up. This is a really cool offer, and bear with me because sometimes when you intimately know something, sometimes it doesn't make sense when you go fast with it, and it's like you have to catch up to me. But when I'm going to make an offer to either a brand new home that I'm looking to list, FSBO or expired, one of the things I'm going to ask is, are you buying another home in your cells? And the majority of them say yes. Some of them say no, we're going to probably just rent for a while. Some of them say no, we're going to be moving out of state. But anybody that's going to be moving within striking distance, which they're either going to be a move up buyer or a move down buyer, here's the offer. The first thing I'm going to say is, well, listen, I'd love the opportunity to come look at your home. I want to see what your home has to offer potential buyers so that I can match up the right buyer with your home. But I also want to drop off a list of 10 families right now looking to buy in your neighborhood, in your local area. Now, these will be families that are already pre-approved. They're going to have money for closing. They're going to be highly motivated. And in most cases, we'll be making the right offer. These are just not any buyers. They're the right buyers. I'm going to drop that list off to you and give it to you. And I'm going to share with you how I got that list. Okay, go ahead. Jackie, you got something?
Do I have any what?
Somebody just said something.
Yeah, that was me.
Bathroom in the little cupboard straight ahead as you're looking at the sink on the left-hand side.
That's not me. That's not Jackie talking. I don't know.
Jackie, sorry.
It's okay.
So, it's okay, Janice. We heard something was going on there. So Jackie, you with me so far?
I am.
Okay, so Mr. Fizbo, Mr. Expired, Mr. I want to list your home. I want to drop off this list to you because I want to share with you and show you that I'm for real. Now, when I drop this off and show you how to communicate, if you desire, it's absolutely going to blow you away. And I know this, there's no other agent in town that absolutely markets like this. And when I share with you how I do it, I think you're going to be impressed. Now, the other thing I say to them is, now you told me, Mr. Fizbo, Mr. Expired, Mr. Listing, that you're going to be buying another home. I actually have a program, and I'd love to share it in more detail, but basically in summation, here's what's going to happen. Once I get a full price, if I list your home and sell it, and I get a full price offer on your home, and then we go ahead and look at your next home, and you're a buyer, and I represent you as a buyer, I have a program that will get a portion to all of your listing fees potentially back to you, your listing agent's fees. Here's how I do it. I'm going to negotiate on your behalf, Mr. Home Seller, for your next home for up to 3.5% of your closing costs paid by the seller. Now, our team has been very good at getting this to happen. Here's my promise. If I can get you 1.5 points back, you will get one of my points at closing. Now, that's the offer I give to get in that door because I want to have value. This seller needs to understand that I'm not just coming to talk about how great the market is, how my company did. And by the way, I share with him also that our company has sold over 3,200 homes this year for almost $1 billion. We've dialed in and we know what we're doing. How would you like to hear about how, if I sell your home and you're buying another one, how you can get the fees potentially that you paid me to sell it back in your pocket? Is that something you would like to hear, Mr. Homeowner? And that's something I'll put on a postcard as well. So Jackie, does that make sense? Do I need to clarify that offer?
No, that's beautiful. That's perfect. Thank you so much.
What do you think about the offer? You said you were a coach. Do you think that's BS, or do you think you could tweak that if you're teaching other agents?
Well, I've never sold real estate. I've bought a lot of it. I mean, I've sold it in terms of.
Well, come to
like,
Florida. I'll sell you a home. Dang it.
Hey, Jackie, I'll give you another offer real quickly. I don't know if you were on when I talked about, when you're trying to list a starter home, 200, 300,000, you can show that seller that you're going to target renters with a credit score of 700 plus. And that's dynamite for that first time homeowner buyer. But let's say you're going on a listing appointment of a $750,000 expired. Who buys most $750,000 or $800,000 homes? It's the people that now are living $300,000 to $600,000 homes. So I will go in, just build a mailing list, and I will show that seller that, hey, everybody in this zip code and the zip code on both sides of us, and I'll build the list right in front of them. I am going to send everybody who has been in their home for 3 years to 10 years, and their home is valued $300,000 to $600,000. They are all going to get a card specifically on your home because that's most likely who's going to buy it. That's the kind of stuff no other agents are out there doing, and we can do that in minutes with this build a mailing list feature in Banner Season.
Got it. Makes perfect sense. Thank you so much for sharing that.
You're welcome.
I think that helps some other people on the call too.
You got it. So Jim, if you need to leave, go ahead and leave. I'm going to show you one more thing. Unmute yourself again, guys. How many of you are gold members with Banner Season and you are actively trying to share this with other agents? How many of you are out there?
Yes.
Yes.
I am.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So Jim, check this out. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but back into your Banner Season office when you do a build a mailing list, you said, this is crazy. So you can use Banner Season to find businesses in your zip code, right? And then you can go to Facebook and find their business page. And there's this little thing. Let me see if I can pull it up. Okay, can y'all see my Facebook page?
Yes.
Okay, so if I go up here and I want to find Claremont law firms, let's see what happens. There, first one, BC and law firm. Y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
So if I go, let's go to the second one. We'll click this one. Here's their page. You see that little thing that says send message?
Yes.
Right there? Everybody see that?
Yes.
So check this out. If you go and hit a send message and you've got a video, Jim, you and I both do a lot of videos. If you'll come up with a very, very concise 2 to 3 minute video on why that law firm could benefit using Remind, not only to find clients, but to to be able to manage their past and present clientele.
It's at the front door right there.
You don't have
Somebody's
to
job.
go and knock on the door and have the secretary tell you he's not
You see it?
available or she's not. Now you're going directly to them with an offer. Does everybody see how powerful that is?
Yes.
Well, and what I'm gonna share, Kelly, and this is how I'm picking clients up for banner season, is I do send Facebook messages, but what I'll do if it's somebody that let's say it's a big law firm, I'm gonna follow up to the managing partner of that law firm or a couple of the partners or the manager of that law firm with a coffee mug and some coasters and some brownies. And you can't do that with everybody, but if it's a large law firm and you send them 36 brownies with their logo on it, you got their attention.
You got it. So here's another way, Jim, real quick, going into your banner season, if you want to promote banner season to other businesses like florists, bakery shops, auto mechanics, lawyers, doctors, whatever business is in your local area, I highly recommend you get real proficient with and learn how to do videos. There are sites like screencastomatic.com that you can get for like $30 a year, and it allows you to do really nice recordings and edit on your computer. There's also a free site called Loom, LOOM.com, that lets you record your screen and then gives you a website for free. And you can post that anywhere and it pulls it up. But I can go to my county, which I'm going to go to my county looking for businesses. Again, I'm going to say 34711. Okay. And I'm going to be, again, I'm looking for businesses. Right now, there are 2,000 businesses in 34711. So for demographics, I'm not going to go the whole route here, but I could do a business code. So let's say I want to do, Jim, throw out a business. Go ahead, buddy.
Car sales.
Let's see if it pulls up.
I bet it's auto sales.
Where do you see that at? Oh, autos. Let's try that.
Yeah, I'm just guessing.
Okay, not finding that. Let's do this.
How about insurance?
Insurance? There we go.
Yeah.
Let's see how many. So 5, not very many, but I can add to that. Let me do, let's try Lars. And I am doing my, matter of fact, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back and get rid of this, and I'm going to say Lake. That's better. I'm going to do Lake County, Florida. That'll give me more. I'm going to go back over here and say insurance carriers. Ah! Let's do life insurance.
Wow.
I'm going out on a limb here. Okay, 345. That's it right there. I can buy that whole list. Cost me $65. And if I wanted to introduce them to banner season, I can send all of them the 37-cent postcard. And on the back of it, what I would do is I would put a quick message and then a website. Go check out my 2-minute video to see how you can absolutely blow away your current client base or whatever your message is. And very inexpensively, you could be sending this out and building your banner season business up by using their custom mailing list. And I went in here and played around it with the other day and found tons of ways to pull up different businesses, like lawyers. Oh my gosh, I had like 600 lawyers. You wouldn't believe it, but there's as much lawyers as there are real estate agents in my town. So anyway, guys, there's a lot of stuff you can do with this, but as realtors, you have at your fingertips, based on what I just showed you at the beginning of this video, enough leads that you can import into banner season using banner season's postcards, coffee cups, bottles, brownies, we didn't talk about the 1-foot gigagram. Imagine sending that to a for sale by owner that's $650K. You're going to blow them away. Everybody else is calling them or sending them home evaluation crap. You're sending them a 1-foot postcard. There you go. See that right there. Send that for $3.67 to a FSBO, and you are going to rise to the top of all the other agents. And I promise you, they're going to get that in their mail, and they're going to look at this because it's their home. So that's it. If anybody has any questions, I'm going to go ahead and end the recording right now. So let me stop the recording.